YT has a brand new downhill bike, but no, it doesn't have a gearbox or a high pivot. In fact, it looks a lot like the old downhill bike. That is, until you get up closer and check out the fine details. Now, the Tues has been around since 2010 and it hasn't really changed in terms of shape or layout. But remember, it's a bike that's won numerous Red Bull Rampage events, as well as over 20 World Cups. Now, the biggest talking point about the new Tues has to be all of the adjustments. They have a flip chip here on the main link, and that allows you to change between 29 or 27 rear wheels on all 5 sizes. There's also a chainstay adjustment at the rear axle, 5mm increment, and there's 2 chainstay lengths, and they kind of vary as you go up the size range. Now, with all those changes, it doesn't matter what size, what wheel you have, you can do any of the combinations, no limitations there. They've made all those chips replaceable, including the forward shock mount. They've added like a really nice down tube guard. They've integrated the fork bumpers up here, and to increase the tire clearance for 29s on the smaller sizes, the seat angle has also gotten steeper. Now, another interesting change YT has made is at the rear end of the bike. They've added the UDH derailleur hanger. We've seen that on enduro bikes, but they've also slimmed down the rear hub spacing from 157 to 148. That might be a little bit more convenient if you already own an enduro bike with that size, and it allows YT to use the same wheels, throughout the entire bike lineup. We've had a couple days on the new Tues. I've been riding a size large. It's got a 470mm reach. Tried a couple different wheel sizes, a couple different chainstay lengths. We've also used the high and low BB and slack head tube angles. So in like the stock regular configuration, has a 63.5 degree head angle. The large has a 440 or 445 chainstay length, and the BB drop goes from -25 to -30 in the low. This new Tues is a carbon frame. They've got 2 models using that carbon frame, the Core 2 with a RockShox Select suspension package, aluminum wheels, aluminum cranks, and then they've got this high-end build. This is the Core 4 model with Fox factory suspension, EXO drivetrain, nice Tier P crispy brakes, lots of power. Been down here riding with the YT mob in sunny California. We've actually had a bunch of rain, but the dirt has been sweet. We've got a couple days under our belt on this bike, and first ride impressions, it's still very compact, light feeling bike, even in the 29er. I'm gonna be really curious to see what the YT mob team members get up to make this ready for their World Cup debut this year. And on the trail, it rides really light, it rides really compact, but there's still like a nice low center of gravity feeling about that bike. And I went back and forth between the 2 wheel sizes. Surprisingly, on this size large, I actually liked the 29 a little bit more. It just kind of added a bigger footprint out behind me and still felt secure, stable, but I bet that some of the riders might implement an angle set for racing just to make this thing a little bit more stretched out and ready to attack the steeper tracks. So how did YT move from the MK3 to the MK4 Tues? They took a lot of feedback from the YT mob and also their mechanics. So it wasn't just copy and paste or a couple tweaks. They heard that the mechanics wanted replaceable hardware. These bikes are getting stripped down day after day, so the bolts are coming in and out. They wanted that easy replacement. And the riders also wanted the option, depending on the track, to use a 29 or 27.5 rear wheel. Now, with all the other changes you can make here, it really allows the bike to be tuned to flatter tracks, say like Leogang, where you have those long motorway sections and you might want a 29-inch wheel, or something steeper where you're off the back of the bike a lot. Val di Sole will be a perfect spot to use a 27.5 rear wheel. Yeah, again, this is not a bike that's massively changed. It still has the same suspension layout. There's just a couple nips and tucks here and there. They're really happy with this platform, got on with it really well, came up to speed fairly quickly on the bike, and I can see the benefits of swapping back and forth between those wheels, between those high and low settings without majorly changing the bike. It still feels the same and has like an overall theme of being quick, low center of gravity, still nimble. So it's quite a cool bike that is still going to be something for the average bike park rider that is not going to get bogged down with like the length or the stance of a race only bike. They say it never rains in California, so I'm going to bust out and go back to Canada where there's a bit more snow and get on the skis. This thing's coming back with me, so we're going to do a long-term review on this, so be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out all the details in that longer review coming.